So many Ontario families are struggling and looking for ways to save a bit of money. Does your party have a plan for tax relief? If so, what is it?
We've already implemented it. We cut personal taxes by almost 20% on the first $37,000 of income. We've created the Ontario Child Benefit, which is up to $1,100 a year for families of more modest means, and in our platform we've pledged to raise that, I think, to $1,300 per year. Finally, we've created the Ontario Clean Energy Benefit, which is a 10% rebate on people's hydro bills, which will help people adjust as we rebuild a cleaner, greener energy sector. So we've done all of those things. A number of seniors' home property and energy tax credit helps seniors stay in their homes. All these initiatives combined produce huge savings for Ontario families.
Okay. Long-term care for seniors. Windsor historically has had a shortage of long-term beds available in the community, but there are beds if hospitals cannot charge seniors for staying in hospital when they no longer require hospital treatment. How do you propose we deal with overcapacity in hospitals?
Well, we have built 9,000 new long-term care beds, including several hundred right here in Windsor, Essex. We just announced the new development in LaSalle, which will bring on an additional 256 beds. But I think what's important is long-term care is about more than nursing homes. Our government's values believe we should try to keep people at home as long as we can. We've created our Aging at Home strategy, more than $1 billion, and in this election we're promising a couple of things. One, a new home renovation tax credit for seniors to renovate their homes up to $1,500 a year to help them stay home, and secondly, 3 million more hours of home care services available to Ontario seniors. That's the important part of long-term care, helping people stay home longer.
Construction has started on the Windsor-Essex Parkway, although we're still waiting for Senate approval in Lansing on the new border crossing. How can provincial government at this stage of the process help ensure Windsorites aren't struck with the road to nowhere?
Well, the provincial government's responsibility is to build this road, and we are building it. 12,000 new jobs. It's one of the most attractive new road builds in the history of Canada. I believe very strongly the U.S. will live up to their commitments. Governor Snyder and others are quite confident it'll pass in Michigan, and my sense is even if it doesn't, they've both indicated there are other ways. We're going to proceed. 12,000 jobs, a new highway that gets trucks off our city streets. We've six-laned the 401 in Essex County. We've removed the level crossings at Walker and Howard. We've invested literally billions of dollars in new roads and infrastructure in this community, and we're very proud of that.
Over the past few years, we've seen an explosion in the local green energy sector. Does this industry need government intervention to be viable? If so, how much should companies like CS Wind get?
Well, absolutely, it needs intervention, but it also needs people to buy the power. We've created the Green Energy Act, more than 1,600 new jobs right here in Windsor, Essex County. HUDAC and the Conservatives want to kill that, and so do the NDP. This is about building a new industry. Feed-in tariff program was just announced in Japan last week, following the Ontario lead. Those rates will come down over time, but it's important to remember that this is a big new industry, not just serving Ontario, but also serving North America. We hope that the Green Energy Act will do for our economy today what the Auto Pact did for our economy back in the 1960s.
During the financial meltdown of 2008, governments banded together to fund massive infrastructure projects and create jobs. With the economic uncertainty we see today, do we need more stimulus funding to maintain the fragile stability we have in our economy?
Windsor was the beneficiary of the largest amount of stimulus funding in the province, and I think the country. We have an additional $35 billion in outstanding projects that are still coming online over the next 3 years. There's great uncertainty in the world economy right now. That's why strong leadership, the leadership that Premier McGuinty and our government are providing, is so important as we move forward. The uncertainty in Europe, the uncertainty in the United States. I think what we need is a strong, steady hand at the till, a lot less gimmicks like you're hearing from the Conservatives and New Democrats. It's about strong leadership in challenging times. We'll continue to make appropriate investments in infrastructure and stimulus.